Hi, welcome friends to episode 55 of the Make Saints podcast. I'm Drew Downs, and this one is called Giving Thanks. Now, I'm dropping this episode a couple of days early because I wanted to help you with your Thanksgiving conversations. As many of you may be going to a Thanksgiving table and you have some things that you have to expect. Maybe it's you're going to your parents and you have to deal with your parents, or you're going to an in-laws, or you're going to have at your table some others that you have to deal with, right? Or whatever. And so there are expectations. Thanksgiving brings expectations. Or maybe it's just you. Maybe you're by yourself this holiday, and there's a point during the holiday where you're going to want to be thankful, right? And figure out how to be thankful publicly or to yourself. And I have an idea for us. So I just wanted to offer this to you in advance of the holiday, so maybe you can use this. But before I jump into that, I want to talk a little bit about the day and about tradition and about what we're all doing. And I may have mentioned this in a year or two ago, but growing up, the only thing that was the same from year to year for us was that we had dinner as a family somewhere, and that turkey and stuffing was involved. That's the only sameness to Thanksgiving, because sometimes we were at home, sometimes we were at my grandparents', sometimes it was just the four of us, sometimes there were 12 or 14 of us, sometimes it was people from church, and it wasn't even the same people from church. It was different every year. I never knew what Thanksgiving was going to be like, and I know this is different from what a lot of other people experience. There are people out here who, Thanksgiving is the prototypical, identical experience every year, where the same people eat the same food at the same table at the same time every year. And it is unchanging, utterly unchanging. And that any kind of thing messing with that process is a mistake. It is some sort of gross transgression against the holiday and the family. And I just want to name something really weird about this idea, and it's the sense of permanence, the sense of certainty that we place around Thanksgiving and around this tradition and the traditions we hold around Thanksgiving. That it isn't changing, that it must be static forever, which is weird. It's a really weird idea. And especially when we consider the origin story of Thanksgiving involves people not being at home. And it involves people inviting other people into their home, and then they get relocated from their own home soon after. There's a rootlessness, an uprooted character to Thanksgiving that I'm not sure today we fully acknowledge. I think what we do recognize is the sort of chaos and a desire to be rooted in the midst of a big storm that's swirling around us, and that we want these deep roots to hold us in place. And I think we assume that the holiday does that to us, as opposed to making us more vulnerable. That our desire for rootedness and sameness actually makes us more brittle. It's kind of like those skyscrapers or in earthquakes, that if you make them too rigid, they're more likely to fall. That's kind of how I think a lot of us treat Thanksgiving and its tradition, because change is inevitable. It's natural. It's part of how it is. Nothing can actually stay the same forever. So at its root, Thanksgiving is about change. So what happens when we get together around these tables, or when you're by yourself and you have that moment and you're like, okay, I got to make this a proper Thanksgiving. What's the question we always ask at the table? What am I thankful for? And it's such an open-ended question. It's obnoxious. What am I thankful for? The pat answer is so easy. My family. Thankful for my family. So the first thing is like ditch my family. So if you're gonna make everybody at the table say something that they're thankful for, ditch my family as an option. We're gonna make that a given. Like we're gonna say it's a given that everybody here is thankful for their family. Name something else. That's one way to approach it. In part because that my family is a crutch, but I would suggest going in a completely different direction with this, which is what is it that we're trying to do when we ask this question? What am I thankful for? We're trying to cultivate thankfulness or gratitude. And so we're trying to invite people into asking themselves something deeper than, it's okay, I guess, I'm thankful that the Lions have a chance to win this Thanksgiving. That's something. But no, there's a better, what we're actually trying to do, we're not trying to put people on the spot and demand they come up with something really deep and meaningful, though that's kind of what we do, or at least that's kind of how it feels. What if we enter into this and recognize that the purpose of this exercise is to cultivate thankfulness and learning to be thankful, and that there are people here who aren't thankful most of the time, because we just don't think like that. And so we need to be invited into thinking thankfully. And what is at the root of that thankfulness, a sense of thankfulness and gratitude? It doesn't come from security. It doesn't come from these sorts of, these things that you just sort of grab out of the ether necessarily. It comes instead when you have an abundance mindset. Like you can't be thankful for things when you think the sky is falling. We need to be thinking abundantly to be thankful for what we have. So I would recast this conversation at the Thanksgiving table this year away from asking each individual person and putting them all on the spot, but trying to cultivate that abundance mindset and naming for the community, for the group that is gathering, this community that you're building here, and say, like we are thankful today for family, we are thankful for shelter, and we are thankful for this food, and we're thankful for the hands that prepared it, and we're thankful for the people who brought this to our kitchens so it could be prepared. And we're thankful for all of these things in our lives. We're thankful for the musical my daughter was in. We're thankful for my sister's new work and all of this stuff. And we get to name these things and to say, okay, like what is missing, right? What more can we be thankful for? Because there is so much to be thankful for. Start with the volume that everything is available to us to be thankful for. Start with that. Don't limit your mind to just one thing. Don't feel like it has to be super deep. Invite a lot of other thankfulness in. We could be thankful this year for the life of our dear guinea pig who died this week. We could be thankful for that. We could give thanks for her presence with us and the joy that she brought us. There's all of these ways that we enter into that gratitude with an abundance mindset. And I think the cliche is to say that, we're learning to see life as a gift, which as a way of entering into it, I think is just fine. I think it's just fine. But you can receive a gift and then just box it away and put it on a shelf. Still, our life is given to us as an opportunity, a real opportunity to live it with the people around us, with gratitude and joy and hope, right? So here's all this that we get to do. So let's begin from there. Like here are some things I am grateful for and thankful for. And I know we can be thankful for these things. What am I missing? What else are we thankful for? I think that's a much more communal opportunity, a way to come into it. Say, we are thankful for these things, and I'm thankful for them because you are thankful. I'm thankful that you are giving thanks for that, making me thankful for you. Right? I'm thankful for you. Yeah. This is the Make Saints podcast. Be awesome. You are. And happy Thanksgiving.